Salute wrestling friends and welcome to the Goodbread Wrestling channel, also known as Figure 4 TV. Now today we're going to unpack a beef between Swerve Strickland and Booker T, which started about 8 months ago back on the Breakfast Club when Swerve Strickland first threw his subs and he said some things about his contract. You know what I mean? So we're going to unpack this. Y'all check out the intro, and when we come back, we're going to take off.
Like me and you would have a match Wednesday, you fought on Friday. I'm like, what happened?
Wow.
Like you were literally booked, so you didn't do anything wrong, but it's just like these cutting costs left and right. So a lot of people felt the effects of that, and it was out of our hands. It was out of like Triple H's hands. There's nothing he could do. It was just like, it was just so high up. Then eventually we got drafted to SmackDown as a group, as Hit Row, and that's why I was like with Vince McMahon, finally listening to him now and talking with him. It wasn't very long. I didn't get a lot of time up there, but just that little bit, that little glimpse of that window was enough to like change my mindset to make me better.
Is it someplace you would want to go back to? Like, let me build myself up in AEW, then maybe go to W?
No, I'm happy with building AEW. I'm happy with building myself in AEW.
All right.
AEW is giving me something that I don't think WWE could ever give me, and I'm really I'm really proud of that, and I wave the flag proudly because Tony Khan didn't take a chance on me. He knew what he wanted from me, and he put me in the position, and he was like, now grow. And I'm like, okay, what avenues do I have to grow? He's like, whatever you want. There was no parameters, there was no red tape, and I learned how to just become like a true businessman on top of just a professional wrestler. That's why the mogul persona is truly personified in AEW. It's literally let me be my best self as a man and a professional.
To me, that's just a reflection of how the whole world is now. Like all the non-traditional institutions. No.
It's out the window.
Yeah.
It's out the window. And like, so last night I came in, Kaz.
Salute to Kaz.
Yeah, shout out Kaz. He invited me on AB to the Apollo Theater to watch the unveiling of the evolution of the black quarterback. And Roger Goodell was there. This is at the Apollo Theater. Roger Goodell was there. I'm watching Michael Strahan on stage, Michael Vick, Jalen Hurts, all talking about the evolution, where they went, all these like struggles that the black quarterback went through, and that like coaches in the league, the infrastructure really thinking like the black man is not capable of playing quarterback because they're not smart enough to call plays and do these things and stuff, and talking about like he shouldn't be paid this wage, he's above market value. And I'm sitting here like, man, there was an article like a month ago about me getting my new contract, one of the highest contracts in wrestling recently, and I'm paid above market value. I'm like, these are like 50 years apart, and we're still having the same conversations. Right. So I like, we're still like, that's what AEW is beautiful for, and that's what I'm proud to be there, because it's like we're shaking the foundation again like they did 50 years ago, and we're doing it now with pro wrestling. And if I got to be the person to do that alongside Tony Khan, and we stand strong, I'm like, no, that's our world champion, that's the lead of our company at this moment, and he's going to be the face of the franchise for years to come, and I'm riding with that. It took a coach from 1970 to do the same thing for his quarterback, for Doug Williams to win a championship. And somebody said at the end of the documentary, it's on Amazon, when you can watch it now, he said, when Michael Vick asked him, he's like, what's the legacy? What's your legacy that you want to leave behind? And Doug was like, if you write the history of the league, can they leave your name out of it? That's how you know you made an impact. So eventually, when the history books of AEW gets rewritten, or however that story's told, you can't leave Swerve Strickland out of it. And I feel like that's why I need to be in AEW.
So you see, guys, this was the interview that caused the controversy, and there's still more to this interview on the Breakfast Club. We didn't even get to the key part, but as you can see, Swerve is a bad interviewer. Swerve don't know how to swerve around them trap questions that people be asking. Those interviewers, like Vlad and Charlemagne, they know how to ask you the questions to get your mouth to start running. Now, I get where you were going, Swerve. I get what you're talking about, but who wrote the article? Where did the article come from? You can't just go taking shots and firing at WWE that over an article that you cannot pinpoint that Triple H or Booker T or anybody, any specific one person in the WWE wrote. You can't do that, Swerve. And that's taking the bait. Let's proceed.
I already signed my contract extension. I'm set.
Okay.
But I still want to do these matches because I'm passionate about this business. I'm passionate about my company.
She asked you if the money was good. Something was said about you that I've never heard. They said people in the WWE felt your contract was above market price.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody complain that somebody got too much money.
That's what he said earlier.
Well, they only complain when a black person gets paid. I will say that when it gets paid, and that's what. Once again, we shake the foundation and things like that because it's like, oh snap, wait, and it's not what we would pay. I'm like, then why are you calling me? Why are you asking me?
Right.
You know, like if I'm not your concern, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about my pockets and our money. We good. Like you have your talent, and you made your decision with me 2 years ago. No hard feelings from me. Boom, I keep it moving. I'm gonna figure my way out, and I'm gonna build myself up.
Is it true they tried to re-sign you? WWE?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't like the words re-sign. They asked about my availability. You know, so that was like came up, but they never contacted me. They contacted my representation, and I'm at a stage now which I enjoyed the fact that I don't have that direct contact. When you are progressing and getting higher, and you like in rooms with guys like people like you and stuff, you got to kind of keep a little bit of a space in between these type of conversations because it's like you can check my phone, it's never been there. Like I never had direct contact. It's always I want to keep that little space, but it has been communication has been reached out.
Now I've seen the reaction. I met you in the airport and like just stopping to have a conversation. People was walking by. Swerve, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people, you definitely have an impact.
I like Swerve, but Swerve, you sound bitter, and your confusion is mixing this whole thing up, guys, because it went from this, and it went from WWE not wanting to pay the black guys to WWE not wanting to use their stars and not knowing how to use their stars, according to Swerve. So Booker T on his podcast then spoke up about that. And let's get into the comments that Booker T made towards the comments that Swerve said about the representation of black athletes in WWE.
WWE right now, like Bianca Belair, Oba Femi, who else? Who else we got? I mean, the New Day. New Day, they've won more tag team champions than anybody. I mean, Bianca Belair, she's headlined at WrestleMania. Oba Femi's a young guy out of college that's doing big things in NXT. I'm just trying to figure out what he's talking about. Me, I've been working there for 20 years. I'm just trying to figure out if it's something that happened to him personally. For as far as him not getting the push that he wanted in WWE, he felt like perhaps he should have been a bigger star in WWE. I thought before Swerve left, they were doing something with him and Top Dollar and
I mean they had for sure.
What they call it?
Hit Row.
Hit Row, yeah. I thought they was, trying to do something with that. I mean, and the thing is, too, sometimes things don't work out. But I don't know, man. I hate that we're still talking about this race thing as far as, what WWE is doing with black folks.
Well, so this
and I say that with all sincerity because I'm black. And I've been working for the company for a long time, and I know how I've been treated for the last 20 years. That's the only reason I say that. It's the only reason.
Well, and the other thing is, if you just look, I think about talent is let's just take NXT for example. I think NXT has a great roster of all talent of all colors, but obviously they have a lot of strong black performers. I mean, when you think about Jada Parker, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, Oba Femi, that's just name a few. And there's a roster there, and there's an emphasis on wrestlers of all colors, but especially black performers that perhaps wasn't there 15 years ago. I mean, obviously times have changed. What Swerve said, from what I can find, on this was on the Breakfast Club. So I'm guessing this is what it's referring to because it's the only story I can find that's kind of in relation to this. It said former AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland recently signed a new contract with the company. The deal makes Strickland one of the highest paid wrestlers in the business, something that caught the attention of WWE, who reportedly thought AEW paid above market value for him. which is bad for business. Strickland was asked about these comments during an appearance on The Breakfast Club and believes there's a very specific reason why WWE officials were so rattled by someone like him being given such a big contract. This is what Swerve said. They only complain when a black person gets paid. I will say that. That's what, once again, we shake the foundation and things like that, because it's like, oh, snap, wait, it's not what we would pay. And I'm like, why are you calling out me? Why are you asking me? Like, I'm not your concern. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about my pockets and our money. We're good. You have your talent. Like, you made your decision with me 2 years ago. No hard feelings from me, but boom, I keep it moving. I'm going to figure my way out, and I'm going to build myself up. That seems to be the quote that I can find.
Yeah, but that sounds like he's talking to someone in specific, right?
No, it sounds like there's a rumor, I guess WWE thought AEW overpaid for him.
No. What I'm saying is it's specific to someone saying that he had been overpaid.
Oh,
That's
right.
What,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So my thing is, it seems like he has, some kind of beef with someone, whoever said that he was overpaid. I don't know who said that. Do you know who said that?
I don't.
Yeah, and I could get Swerve snap back and making a snap back if someone did say something like that. He's getting overpaid, which there again, it's nobody's business. What somebody else is getting paid. First of all, as far as what he was getting paid in WWE, I don't know, but if that's the way he feels, that's his opinion. If he got some kind of personal beef with someone who said, what was said. So I get it. I probably would snap back too.
So now as y'all see, Booker T is kind of confused. Booker T trying to gain some type of understanding to the situation. But before Booker T can kind of gain some understanding, the Vipers and the Sharks like Vlad, they already done got Swerve Strickland on another podcast, on another show, asking him what did Booker T mean about what Booker T just said. And again, Swerve Strickland being a bad interviewer, he took the bait. So let's go to the Vlad interview where Swerve Strickland took the bait, because he still to this day cannot tell us who wrote that article being mad at his new contract.
I've been treated fair for the last 20 years.
That's not what happened when Vince said the N-word in front of you. That's not being treated fair. My opinion. And to that statement, it's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying what people are saying. I'm saying what your audience is saying. So it's not just me just talking out of my ass out of nowhere. It's what your audience has been complaining about for the better part of like 2-3 years from not seeing black talent getting single matches on PLEs and stuff like that.
To bring some context to what Swerve Strickland is talking about, he's talking about that storyline between John Cena, Vince McMahon, and Booker T when Vince McMahon was dressed like a hoodlum and he had the do-rag on and he walked past Booker T and he tells John Cena, "What's up, my nigga?" He's talking about that. And then Booker T looks at John Cena and says, "Tell me he did not just say that." One of the funniest segments I ever seen on WWE TV, but that still don't give Swerve the right to just start ranting for no reason. Who wrote the report? Who wrote what? And then he came at Booker T, and Booker T never said anything bad about Swerve, guys. So let's get to this. Let's get to Booker T and his confrontation with Swerve. And this is pretty much the last thing to this story right here. Booker T put him in his place, guys.
I know people want to hear about me clearing the air as far as Swerve Strickland, okay? And me personally, what's your thoughts?
I feel like for our audience, our radio audience and YouTube and podcast audience who might not have heard what is exactly going on, Swerve Strickland was interviewed on Vlad TV, and there was a clip that started floating around the internet. And Book, I think fair is fair. Putting it in context would be great. Can I play the clip?
Yeah.
Is that fine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is Booker. This is the clip from Swerve Strickland's interview with Vlad TV. So it says Swerve responds.
For the company for a long time, and I know I've been treated fair for the last 20 years.
That's not what happened when Vince said the N-word in front of you. That's not being treated fair. My opinion. And to that statement, it's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying what people are saying. I'm saying what your audience is saying. So it's not just me just talking out of my ass out of nowhere. It's what your audience has been complaining about for the better part of like 2-3 years from not seeing black talent even getting single matches on PLEs and stuff like that. It's not.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's the clip. So he was referring to a time on the show where there was some questions about Swerve Strickland, and did AEW overpay for him? WWE thought they paid him over market value, and Swerve, I think, was on the Breakfast Club and was discussing his WWE run and lack thereof, and I believe you said something regarding I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. I'm black, so I'm just trying to understand if something happened to him personally. Maybe he should have thought he should have been a bigger star in the WWE. I hate we're still talking about this race thing. I've been working for the company for a long time, and I know I've been treated fairly for 20 years.
Verbatim,
so that was
verbatim. That's exactly what I said. And I don't think you're going to find anything in that statement right there negative towards Strickland.
Well, you know what? Let's give some more context.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me play some more context, because Swerve Strickland actually did make history in AEW as becoming the first black AEW champion. We discussed that on the show, and here was your reaction to that.
I'm a big fan of Swerve Strickland, man. I saw him in Ashford, a couple of months ago, and him and I, we networked a little bit. Then, but to see Swerve Strickland become the first black champion over in AEW is really, really, really awesome. I was listening to him talk just this morning how, Kofi Kingston just won it not too long ago, and now he's winning it. That just lets you know the generational gap. Like when I won it, and then it was so, like when Ron Simmons won it, and then it was so many years before another one won it, and then it was so many years before another one won it. This shows progress, in professional wrestling. So for me, I'm all down with Swerve Strickland being the world champion, not just because for anything from a showpiece perspective or anything like that. This dude is really that damn good inside the square circle. He deserves to be the world champion. I'm a big fan.
So that was what you said regarding Swerve's world title win.
That's high praise right there. I mean, and you know what? I don't like. Like I said, I was at an event this weekend. I was at an event this weekend in Richmond, Virginia, and lo and behold, who was at the same event with me, actually as a part of the same party, and it was literally the first person I run into the morning of the event, and just like Swerve Strickland said, me having the energy when Vince McMahon said the N-word. I rest assured I had the energy when I saw him, because I approached Swerve Strickland and I had a conversation with Swerve Strickland. Let's talk about the conversation in depth as far as what I told Swerve Strickland. I had an offer to be on Vlad TV before as well, and I turned it down. And they called me back and they offered me money to go on Vlad TV, and I turned it down because I was not going to go on Vlad TV and be exploited. I wasn't going to go on, on Vlad TV and him make me look like a fool in front of the world. I was not going to do that. And I wasn't going to go on Vlad TV and say anything negative towards any black man that's ever been in this business, because I know how hard it is for all of them. And I've been the first one to say any brother getting his bag, I'm all in 100%. But I told Swerve Strickland to his face how disappointed I am in him as a young brother, because all I did for Swerve Strickland ever was put him over and put him on a pedestal as being one of the best out there that ever did it. He deserved being the AEW champion. And for him to say something like that about me, I don't know if these guys think racism stopped in 1990 when I got in the business, but it didn't. Okay, you may not hear about a lot of racial issues with Booker T, because I handled racial issues head first. I opened doors. I broke down barriers for people like Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland perhaps would not even be here if it wasn't for me. I have to apologize for nothing that I've done in this business, because I've gone out there and literally represented in the ring, out of the ring, from day one all the way to this day in 2025. Okay, you speak on Vince McMahon and him saying the N-word. You want me to be angry black man in the company. You want me to not open doors and make, spaces for people like you. That's what you want me to do. Swerve Strickland, I hope you're never going to be in the movies. I hope you're never going to be on a movie set, because you might hear somebody say the N-word. And if you got a problem with it, they're going to tell your ass to get the hell out of here, because this is a movie, all right? And I'm upset. I'm upset because, more importantly, I'm disappointed at Swerve Strickland, because what I told him, and I'll repeat it, just like I repeated it to him. You got played. You got played, bro. You got played. You let that man play you and pit you against me and me against you. I don't know how many stories you ever heard about that on Vlad TV, but it's many of them. It's many stories out there about the black man against the black man, because Vlad is pitting them against each other. I don't know how many people you heard that's got locked up from the federal perspective about going on Vlad TV. I don't know what the hell you doing on Vlad TV, first of all. What have you done to be on Vlad TV, okay? That's just my opinion on that. And as far as Swerve Strickland, just like I say, and me having the energy, the veracity, I got all that, because I'm still 6'3" tall, 230 pounds of romping, stomping, grave, damn, digging, destruction, Jack. And we got to take a break. We'll be back in a minute.
Booker T is spot on, yo. Everybody that's hood, everybody that has some time in the street, and this is the problem, Swerve not a street dude, so he need to watch himself. But everybody that know Vlad, know that Vlad is what we call a culture vulture. He will exploit the culture and have us arguing with each other. So Booker T was spot on when it comes to that, and that's what I said. Swerve is a bad interviewer. He don't know how to jump over the bait. All of these interviewers will have trick questions just to get you to bring somebody else down so that they can get their views and they can get their ratings. This is why you'll have a YouTuber by the name of Aaron H, right? He will go get Top Dollar, knowing Top Dollar is wild ignorant, and have him go at Swerve Strickland and play slick though, but he'll pretend to be friends with Swerve Strickland like, I'm neutral. But this is what we have. We have culture vultures out here. Yes. Now I can almost guarantee you Swerve ain't gonna say no more craziness about Booker T. I bet you. And a lot of y'all people running around here thinking crazy, talking crazy about other people and hating on other people, y'all all need to get run down on. Y'all need to come face to face with the people you sit here and hate on. Know what I'm talking about, Aaron? Know what I'm talking about, Aaron H? You know what I'm talking about. And that be the problem with us Latinos and blacks, right? We don't know how to stick together, right? We always looking to pull one another down, right? You wish you could report my page, but you can't, because I do everything to the T. I cross the T's and I dot the I's. But that's a whole nother live. But guys, I want y'all to stay tuned, and if y'all new over here, I want y'all to subscribe, because I'm gonna be exposing a gatekeeper, a IWC mark. I'm gonna be exposing them later on today. But for the rest of y'all, like, share, and subscribe only if you're a wrestling loving friend, guys. I'm not perfect. I'm not here trying to get signed by WWE. I don't want to be a wrestler. I just want to do these contents. I just want to put out my content. You know what I mean? If I ever used a clip of yours and I did not give you credit, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not trying to do what I guess the other people that use your clips is trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to do, guys. You see, I'm here. This my business. This is how I get my money. So I don't need the internet. I don't need the internet and YouTube and your clips to get rich. You know what I mean? I got my own company, got my own business. All right, Aaron? Okay, Aaron? So leave me out of them games. Leave Mr. Goodbread out of the internet games. And this goes for any one of you guys. If I ever use your clip, I apologize, B. I apologize. That's not my intention. I'm not in competition with you. But I got a whole live stream for you, Mr. Aaron, because you go around here deleting people pages and copyright striking people, and then you be one of them to exploit us too. You'll be one to come, oh, let's work together to get the interview. You'll exploit one of us, but you won't try to look out for the cookout, though. I'm going to expose you, sir. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.